My brother-in-law claims he's been dating the same woman for 10 years. She says they haven't spoken in a decade. My brother-in-law, Jim, is in his late 30s. He has allegedly been dating the same girl, let's call her Brady, for 10 years. They met when he was a student teacher, and she was still in high school. I've been with my husband, Bork, Jim's brother, since 2018, and in all that time, I have never met Brady. There's always an excuse. She never attends family reunions, holidays, or even our wedding. Jim doesn't have social media, but he constantly talks about Brady's nieces and nephews, knows every detail about her life, and even shows us pictures of them. Sometimes Jim misses family events because he says he's with Brady. My mother-in-law even claims she's heard him talking to her on the phone, seen photos, and believes she's on his phone plan. He talks about her job, her health, and his plans to move closer to her. But the facade started to crack. Last year, my husband found a photo on Facebook of Brady kissing another man at a party. He sent it to Jim, who was heartbroken for 5 months. Recently, Jim started talking about her again, claiming they've been together for 10 years. That's when I decided to follow Brady on Instagram to introduce myself. Her response was chilling. I haven't spoken to Jim in 10 years. When I told my husband, Jim immediately messaged me, telling me not to speak to Brady and thanking me for thinking of her, claiming they were working through some things. I tried to apologize to Brady for the confusion, and Jim immediately demanded that I block her. Brady wanted to know what he'd been saying about her. I shared some general details, and she went silent. The next day, Jim came to my office. He was visibly nervous, avoiding eye contact and searching for words, claiming she was overwhelmed by my message. But he told my husband a completely different story. I reached out to Brady's cousin, who is flabbergasted, telling me Brady has had several boyfriends over the years and hasn't mentioned Jim since their supposed relationship when she was a minor and he was her teacher. Update: same day. I reached out to Brady one last time because I felt terrible for dragging her into this, and I wanted to make sure she wasn't in any danger. She told me, "No, I wasn't overwhelmed. I was just really confused why he's still talking about me." She confirmed she hasn't had contact with Jim in 10 years and has no intention of ever speaking to him again. She was genuinely creeped out that he knew so much about her life. When I asked how he knew such specific details, her nieces and nephews, her dog, her old job, she said, "WTF, none of that is true. I don't even have his phone number." It turns out Jim has been talking to Brady's mother this whole time. Brady called her mom, who admitted they've stayed in touch and just talk about life. But it gets darker. Jim recently brought up a very specific story about her dog eating grapes, a story Brady only told her closest family. It seems Brady's mother is obsessed with her daughters and posts everything they do online. Jim has essentially been farming information and photos from the mother to construct a fake, decade-long relationship. I don't know what to think. Is Jim a stalker? Or is he being catfished by a mother who uses her daughter as a pawn? My husband wants nothing to do with this because the thought of his brother being mentally ill is too much to bear. But I'm in too deep now. If my brother-in-law is a sociopath, I need to know.